Are you ready to spin?
I'm ready. For the sake of Greg's sanity, it's got to be a good one today.
Here we go. We're landing on. Oh, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Wait,
Okay. It's weather disasters.
is this one of the ones?
This is a tough one. This is gonna be a tough one. Let me log in to Kaggle and get this one going. Countdown from 3. 3, 2, 1, go. Tonight, chat, they're gonna be recreating this image in the top left. This is the weather disasters data set from, I believe this is a 538 data set. Okay, so you have, it's a very classic looking 538 type of theme. The colors are pretty minimal. You really only have, that I can identify, 3 different colors, and then just the white background with some very classic 538 scripting at the bottom. But this is pretty clean in terms of your data viz era of 538. Libby, do you have any thoughts on 538 data viz, or have you ever tried to replicate or do anything with the 538 data sets?
Yeah, I mean, Trevin in chat is saying like theme 538. That's actually what I use in Python all the time. So if I'm plotting in Seaborn, I'm just like theme 538 the whole way. I don't even care about like making things pretty beyond that usually. I don't use it in ggplot a lot. I do in Seaborn, Matplotlib, but I'm a big fan of some of their older ones. I remember there was a few 538 visualizations that were like very clearly ggplot, and everybody was really, really excited about them. But I'm a big fan of the minimalist approach. I just think that this is going to be really interesting for Tanbot because it's a big circle, and I feel like as long as you plot something that's a big circle, Tanbot's going to like it. So it might come down to like really, really small differences in the Tanbot today if everybody gets something on the screen that's round. So I'm really curious how that's going to go. Ooh, Avery's got a plot, y'all.
Oh,
Avery's got something.
Avery is cooking up
It actually
plot.
looks like a fractal made of spheres. It's really cool looking.
It's his Avery, if it is possible for you to plot lower somehow.
Oh yeah, if you could put your plot pane in the lower right, because we're in the top right.
But you can see here he does have these ellipses, and they are different sizes, and this is specific to what seems to be, if not just hurricanes, some sort of subset. So that is extremely exciting because Avery is definitely out to prove a lot of doubters wrong. He got served an extremely hard data visualization in week 1, where he was supposed to recreate the African languages data visualization and was so confused on where to even start. He has described his process then as art and not really data visualization at all. Let's hear from the contestants themselves, a little intro about who they are.
Gregory Matthews, PH Dizzle, St. Thomas the Apostle Elementary School.
Tony L. Haber, aka It's Me, Tony, Gooners U.
Avery Smith, BYU.
Let's take a look at Greg Matthews, PH Dizzle himself.
Ooh, I don't see a legend.
And it does look, actually,
looking pretty good, actually.
That's on Greg's screen. This is on Greg's screen, and he doesn't care that apparently there's a Discord share screen bar, which, to be honest,
I didn't even notice that was there.
To be honest, when you got only several minutes, thank you, Greg, for slightly moving it. Yes, thank you. When you only have several minutes, there are some priorities that are more important, and I don't think visual occlusion is really on the things that you have to care about. But he is doing a great job at just putting the data on the canvas, right, Libby?
Yep. Yeah, I think that's actually like half the battle. I bet the Tanbot would love this, right? And you're getting judged on 3 different categories. The chat is going to judge. Nick and I are going to judge, and then Tanbot, which is a visual comparison, is going to judge. I want to check in with Tony. It's been a while, and he's got something really cool looking on his screen that looks like a bundle of straws, like looking down the end of a bundle of straws.
Yeah, this is, yeah, I would say that's exactly what it looks like. This looks like you're looking into some sort of cylinder abyss.
Yeah. If you've ever worked in a restaurant and you've like stocked straws, that's what this looks like.
Yeah, you got to rip the rubber band off and then like put them into little straw dispenser things. Yeah, this is what it would look like. Tony is trying to get, if not all the data on there, definitely at least representing each of the dots in count. They're trying to replicate this data visualization to your top left chat. It's a little small, but we'll show you a larger version in a bit. You could also check it out for yourself. Exclamation, VizBuzz, exclamation, data. But I believe just by eyeballing it, he might just have all the unique rows that he needs to plot, and then he's going to resize the specific ones very soon here.
Yeah, I think that you're right.
Taking a look at
although
yes.
I've never used Circle Pack before, so I don't know what that is. So I'm trying to figure it out. I'm gonna Google Circle Pack on the side here.
Okay, I need to make a blue sky post because I didn't do that because I literally sprinted to a ballpark, set up in a abandoned suite, and I'm hoping that I don't get kicked out. So
you're not gonna get kicked out. It's gonna be great. Let's go check in. I want to snoop on Avery and see how he's doing, because I feel like he was getting hex colors from GPT, which is really interesting. I've never seen somebody do that before. Yeah, like what hex colors are in this image? It's trying to figure it out.
This is actually a really interesting way to use GPT because, or sorry, GPT in this case.
It is GPT. Yeah.
Obviously, the very okay. Sorry,
can't
Avery.
Sneak anything past me, Avery. Sorry,
Avery. But this is an interesting way to do it because, as we know, a lot of people are just going image color picker online, paste from your. Yeah. Oh, and he does have the colors here. If I move my face a little. Oh, sorry. All right, where's your face too? We're gonna move our faces together.
He made it bigger.
Oh yes, there it is, and some labels, because remember in the original Viz, you do have the labels of the country name and the dollar amount. So he's getting ready for some scripting here. Over here on Tony's screen, it looks like he's getting closer, but it also looks like this plot is somehow getting bigger. I feel like I'm looking at more dots than I think is on the actual plot, but I could be wrong. Greg. It looks like he
was looking at hex codes a second ago.
Grabbing some colors, a little RGB in this case. And he is going to try to tighten up his color palette here. Greg is in GIMP. Rather than putting these labels on in some sort of annotate or text function, he has decided, let's just go into some sort of photo editing software and do it manually.
I like it.
Tony Alhaber here, also with labels, so he is at that spot that Greg is at, except Greg and Avery, but in this case, he is using some sort of text annotation. In this case, it looks like Geom Node Text is the
I have never used that before.
A very good game, if not a perfect game, to get them into the playoffs. Avery needing Avery needing at least 13 points to get a hopeful nod into the playoffs as well. All three on the outside looking in right now, with Dami and John holding spots. John coming up in the next match. Let's take a look here. Less than a minute and 20 seconds to go. This is Avery's screen, and he is still desperately trying to find how to minimize this white space. There should be no white space between circles. He is getting very mad at his chat bots, as would I.
minute left. I think that this might come down to the way that this package is creating these patterns is just not random, and it's some sort of mathematical formula that is creating this fractal sort of pattern.
He is so
it just might not
close.
allow it.
He is so close and yet so far, as is Tony, who says it looks okay in the output format, but his might be the closest of all of them. Greg trying to use GIMP in this case but it looks like maybe did GIMP crash? Does he have to redo all of his labels?
It's empty. Oh no, Greg
Did his
lost
GIMP
everything.
GIMP is lagging. Greg lost everything. Ha ha, says Kwong
Oh
in
no,
chat.
Kwong is laughing.
He's doing something else. He is just copying. He is just straight up copying, screenshotting the labels from the actual image and putting that in.
3, 2, 1.
We are done. It is over for tonight's first VizBuzz chat. Pencils
down, everybody.
Pencils down, y'all. And me and Libby will do our judging in silence very quickly. Chat scored it Tony 5 points. Greg in second with 3. And Avery with 1 point. So right now it's Tony, Greg, and Avery. Libby, would you like to tell them how you and I voted?
I would. All right. We have Tony in the lead, followed by Avery, followed by Greg.
Yes. Any thought? What was our reasoning behind this one?
So we took a lot of things into account. How well does this plot represent the data? I feel like everybody did a pretty good job of representing the data with shapes and sizes. Everybody got some form of the colors on there, the gray and that sort of like light salmon color. Tony did the best job of sort of visually representing the recreation part, right? So getting all of the stuff in the right shape and generally in the right area. He also has annotations on there. So he's got the hurricane name, the date, and the cost in billions. He's also got a title. All of that kind of put him over the top. Avery right behind there. Good representation in size with the dots. He's also got his annotations. He's got the name, the date, and the cost. Visually struggled a little bit with like getting those dots together, but still had a title. Also had a legend, which really helped in Avery's favor. So nobody else had a legend. And then for Greg, he has the beautiful Dippin' Dots plot. It's working. We're just missing annotations and a legend and the title. So everyone did a fantastic job, though. And I'm really curious about how Tambot's going to do.
Me too.
What Tambot is going to think as I anthropomorphize Tambot.
Let's take a look. I don't know why Tambot has this weird gray hue over it, but I'm just going to assume it's going to work.
Be fine. All right. Do we agree with my very simplistic prompt here, though? Which is
yeah, why not?
Let's make this 61.63. I'll put it in the chat too.
61.63. Okay.
All right, 62.55. Very, very close. Greg did better than Avery for the GPT comparison.
62.55. Oh wow. Okay. If Tony is the top score here, then Tony will have a perfect game, which would get him possibly into next week's show. He needed a perfect game to be possible to get into the show. What do you get?
Oh, he got lower than Greg. 62.43.
Oh,
I'll put it in the chat for you. All right.
Wait, does this mean... Wait, this is Greg wins
that means
again.
Greg won.
This is... Last week he won because of white space. This week he won because we couldn't run Tambot. That is insane.
Wait, we don't know. Tambot might have said the same thing.
Oh my
thank
god.
Thank you, GPT. Good job. Let's visually make sure that I did the right thing. This is OG plot. This is Avery. This is OG plot. This is Greg. This is OG plot. This is Tony. Yeah, all of that looks right. Tony 62.43 versus Greg 62.55.
Avery has been eliminated. I'm so sorry, Avery. Along with you, though, you're not the only elimination tonight. We will also be saying goodbye to PH Dizzle himself, Greg Matthews, saying goodbye to us.
Oh, y'all.
also,
Good job.
Please eliminate me. Thank God. Okay.
Tony.
Oh, that's true. Hold on. Let me do that. Let me do that, Avery. Everyone, please. Please, everyone, if you enjoyed Avery's attempts here, Avery is a friend of the stream and a friend of mine. So
All around nice guy.
really awesome dude, and I love his content, and chat does too. So if you're not following, if you're not subscribed over on YouTube where he does the majority of his content, please go check him out. That's over at youtube.com/Avery Smith. Sayonara for Avery and Greg. Valiant efforts, valiant attempts. I will say that Tony did have an extremely limited, tiny chance, and he effectively needed a perfect game. He got really close to one, 5, 5,
Yeah.
and 3 points. Will this be enough if Tan or John have lesser than good games? It might be Tony in there. But could it be Tan? Could it be John? Could it be JPS? We're going to the next game now, chat. We're going to the next game now.